Day 3 of my trip to North Wales. Did a really good walk yesterday, myself and Adrian. My phone ran out of charge towards the end, so I couldn't really show you the end of the walk, but it was about 7.5 miles. Today we're going paddleboarding. Got the paddleboard set up. Here's Adrian now.
Doing all the domestic duties.
So what can you say about our walk yesterday?
It was one of the, most of the walks or the hikes I do up here I love anyway, but that was up there with you know, the best really, because you know, and it's taken so long to do it. There's a lot to see. It weren't too difficult. It was a moderate walk, but well worth doing. Cracking circular, especially in, you know, good weather.
Plan for today, Ed?
Well, I'm going to try and film you falling off the paddleboard.
I think that's very likely.
Yeah, so I'm going to sort of send that to all of your work colleagues and my ex-work colleagues, and we'll have a bit of a paddle up to Betws, Coed. You know, it's only about a mile up there, so I think back to this campsite, then paddle down river, downstream, and see where it goes, and a nice little walk again.
So we're going down the river now on our paddle boards. I'm filming this through the protective cover of my on my phone, so the view is probably restricted. I didn't bring my GoPro, which is a shame, but amazing experience paddling here. The river's very still, very tranquil. There's a few low spots where we've had to get out and carry the paddle boards over the stones.
So here we are, I think, on the River Conwy, just around Betws, Coed on the paddle boards. Kieran almost went in, but I couldn't get the camera out quick enough to video him. It's nice and still here, nice and deep.
So, thanks to my daughter Josie for letting me borrow a paddleboard.
Thanks to Josie for the loan of the paddleboard, but I don't think he asked Josie, which is, I think, is a bit naughty. So he's just taking it. It's nice and still here. Fish jumping. One just jumped in front of Kieran there, but he didn't see it. It's a bit overcast, but it's nice and warm. Sun's supposed to be out this afternoon for a walk around, one of the circular walks around Betws, Coed. Wait.
So we're here on the river. Adrian's attempting to get past this fast section, but he's given up, I think. He attempted it valiantly. It is, well, fairly fast flow, and Adrian's got a fin under his board as well, which restricts his movement.
Try to get back in the side now.
I know what all the viewers are hoping for. So this beautiful river next to our campsite. Just been paddleboarding. I did actually expect to fall in, but I didn't, so just taking the paddleboard back up to the van, so I'm actually going to jump in the water for a dip. Absolutely beautiful. So tranquil. Hear the birds chirping. You can see the odd fish jumping out of the water. Absolutely amazing.
There's a guidebook, circular walks, Betws, Coed I've bought. We'll have a look at that. I'll pick one of the walks out of there. Obviously, starting Betws, Coed, ending Betws, Coed. So we'll have a couple of beers then before coming back to the campsite. It's not all about beer, you know, but it's a nice reward. Wheels around Betws, Coed, bought this last time. And we'll do the Swallow Falls walk, where it sort of ends up starting Betws, Coed, walk through the forestry all the way up to Ugly House. Hopefully we don't get detained there. And then we'll walk back somewhat on the road, but then we can cut off then and walk on track back. If you're happy with that.
Awesome. So that's sorted, where are you going now?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. 100% confident.
Yeah, okay. So this is our
Flat walk.
Flat walk, Aid promised us today. No hills at all. Even though the guidebook does say walk up a big steep hill.
Yeah, I thought it was a flat walk. Sorry.
A flat steep hill.
Yeah.
But there we are. It wouldn't be a gibbo walk without big steep hills involved. On warm days, we're nowhere.
Oh, like you, I am sweating
Oh, I'm sweating buckets.
profusely. Right.
Where next? So we're doing this walk to the ugly house, and well, not quite sure where we are exactly. But Aid is on the case. He got his guidebook and
On my OS map.
he got his OS maps out now on his phone, so we think we might be going the right way.
Yeah.
But there's a chance that we might not be.
Touch wood, eh? So we made it to Swallow Falls by hook or by crook. Yeah, I think we just took a turn in too quickly earlier on, so from a guidebook, which threw us a little bit.
Looking impressive in the background, but
It is, yeah, very impressive. So yeah, we've made T Hill, ugly house. I think Kieran might have been born there, and it might keep him there. Yeah, so I'll tell you. Do we tell you a bit about T Hill? The guide says to your right is T Hill, ugly house, which is a supposed result of the loophole in local bylaws. It was said that if a house could be built between sunset and sunrise, with smoke coming out the chimney by dawn, then the builders owned the house. One wonders how such huge stones can be seen in the walls which were manhandled into position overnight. So that's the story of Ugly House. So it's our halfway point.
so if we're going to go to the Shallow Falls the easy way, this is the access point. How much is it?
£2.
£2 to get into the gate there. Just look on here, there's the main road out to Betws, Coed, and there's a bit of parking down there as well.
This is the way where you don't have to sweat and get all clammy.
So we got some injury here. Aid, can you talk us through your injury?
Yeah, so I think all the hills you've taken me on recently, last 2 days, I got a blister, like on a toe.
We'll try and zoom in on that on the end if you can't really see anything.
So from my visit to the emergency services show in the NEC in Birmingham a couple of years ago when I was in operational risk management, I've got RRT, Rapid Relief Team first aid kit, which is essential on mountain walks or hikes, and it's just going to come in handy now, I hope. There's a plaster in there.
Deal with your wound. So on my way home today, after a really good few days in North Wales, it's great. Adrian was able to join me for a couple of nights and guide me on some really good walks. He's really good like that. He's good at picking out good walks. Even if some of the map reading yesterday, a couple of times I don't think we were 100% sure where we were going, but the walk to the ugly house yesterday was really good. You can just walk along the road if you don't want to walk along the riverside track. The tracks were a little ropey in places, and I guess in bad weather like it is now, it's drizzling a bit, it would be a bit muddy in places, but no, the ugly house itself is really interesting. It's definitely worth a walk down to it, or even a drive it, or if you're not a walker. But it's really quirky. I really enjoyed looking at that. The history of it is there as well. The staff are very friendly. And the toilet of the ugly house is actually behind the ugly house, but I would recommend you that just to go to the toilet, even if you don't need to use the toilet, because you have lovely views at the back of the ugly house from there. Yeah, so last night we just had a couple of pints. Got chatted with some guys from Bristol. I was also with an Irish guy. Funny enough, we had a lot of mutual friends. I knew a lot of the guys they knew through boxing. They were involved in boxing in Bristol. I know a lot of guys from Bristol involved in boxing, so we had a really good chat with those guys. We got chatted to another couple from, he was from Anglesey and she was from Manchester area, I think. So we had a good chat with them. A really good night. Betws Coed. It's a beautiful
town, well, small town or big village, depends how you look at it, I guess. Well worth a visit. I mean, North Wales in general is a spectacular place. So many walks to do. Of course, you've got the famous ones, like going up Snowdonia, but there's lots of other walks to do as well. And now these days, I try and just do the walks with the less people. I guess just an age thing, I suppose, I don't know. I like the quieter walks with less people around. But if you're looking for a place to visit in the UK, then I'd 100% recommend North Wales. And if you're looking for a base to start, you won't go too far wrong with Betws or Coed. There are lots of really good hotels there. I didn't check the prices, but I'm sure they're fairly standard for tourist type places. There's lots of campsites dotted around. The campsite we stayed at last night, I didn't really do a review of it properly, but that was £12 a night, and it's about a mile walk into Betws or Coed. You can walk along a forestry track, which is safer, or you can walk along the main road. The main road is very tight in places, so it is a little bit dodgy. You've got to be careful. Certainly at night, you need to bring a torch with you. So it is a lot safer if you walk along the forestry track. There's another campsite within the centre of Betws or Coed as well. We popped in there yesterday to have a look around, so that was really impressive. A lot more expensive though, around the £30–40 mark a night. But you are paying for the location. The location is brilliant, and the facilities on the site look really good as well. And we were talking to the lady who runs that yesterday, the Irish lady, very friendly, very helpful. There's lots to see in Betws or Coed. You know, I just popped in a little church there when Adrian was trying to find out which direction we were going yesterday. And I'd probably actually do a separate review of Betws or Coed itself at some point down the line, so I'm not really going to go into too much depth. All I'd say is, if you're looking for a place to visit in the UK, I've often visited North Wales before. Betws or Coed is a great place to base yourself. Lots to see, lots to do, lots of pubs. There's a train station there as well. And yeah, great place. Had a brilliant few days.